He was always connected to the streets. He was very connected to the Black nationalists and many others.
We're going to have a town that is going to stand as a beacon and as a symbol of equality of opportunity for everybody.
Cleveland in the 1960s, it was a place of change.
In Cleveland in particular, they had one of the largest urban renewal projects, which was disastrous.
Blocks would still have families, and the next block would have the wrecking crew tearing down the houses.
Black folks on top of each other.
My cousin woke up from a rat bite.
People starving, people stealing, people fighting.
I can't believe how much happened in such a short period of time that was compressed into this powder keg.
Are you ready to march?
We, in actuality, knew that the police were not our friends. We feared them as much as we would fear any thug.
Police were there to harass, intimidate, to act in a way as if they were still chasing freed slaves.
They had no respect, period. They'd be on the job drunk.
The police were in charge. That's it. There was no negotiating that.
I had never seen chaos like that before in my life.
When they wouldn't let the man have a drink in the bar, the word spread, it just erupted.
We was actually having warfare conducted against the people in our community.
Why does it look like it might be the year of the ballot or the bullet?
Things had gotten so tense that was a logical time for someone to run.
You had civil rights, the Black nationalist movement, but this movement right here was about Black political power.
Carl Stokes comes on the scene, and Carl, understanding the depth of what we were going through, said, don't get angry, let us really mobilize and let's come together. Dr. King's participation in the campaign was a threat to the efforts of Carl Stokes to get elected, and Carl knew that.
I decided that I was going right on over to Huff and meet with Mr. Ahmed, the Black nationalist of Cleveland.
I knew that Fred Ahmed Evans was a Black nationalist and that he was one of the more radical Black nationalists.
Dr. Martin Luther King had so much of the charisma that Carl Stokes had. In fact, they were two of a kind.
And people who ordinarily would not vote went out and voted for the first time. It was like a crusade.
The election of '67 was so exciting. It was more exciting to me than President Obama winning.
The first Black mayor of a major city right here in Cleveland, Ohio. And we were shouting and singing and dancing. The brothers was playing the drums.
Carl could relate. He came from that same situation.
And it was a beginning of new vistas and new horizons, but there was a curse connected to it.
There was always the presumption that somebody was spying on you.
Evans' activity and his objective was quite different from what Carl and all of us stood for. And then Ahmed Evans, he bought guns.
Self-defense is a human right.
And Carl Stokes, he carried with him a whole lot of hope. But then quickly it disappeared.
Nothing was changing with the people on the ground.
But no rules, no regulations.
Nothing was changing.